So here we go for first morning practice. Last night it rained a lot, and I didn't expect the track to be this wet. So it was a slippery one. I don't know how many yellow flags were out or how many people spun around. There was plenty. Even myself got sideways a couple times. But after the tires warmed up, you found the track limit and you were able to get some decent lap-ins. Mostly just checking out the layout and having a good time out there, slipping and sliding. What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're here at the Orlando. Oh my gosh, I keep messing it up. It's not the Orlando, alright? It's the Ocala local race. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I've been shooting all the video with the Hero 8, so the Max has not been on the kart yet, but it will be probably for one of the pre-finals. We're here getting ready. Practice went well. We're on lunch break, and we have a surprise for Miguel that he doesn't know yet. We got him a suit from TV, so we're about to give it to him sooner or later, and hopefully he enjoys it and likes it. We have a good showing. We got Miguel, Shelby, myself, and then we have Dad racing in the number 10. We're just hoping that he stays clean and out of trouble. Chad decided to come out of retirement for this race. We have the rest of the crew out here. We have Sosa, Rocco, Shay, Scott, Kevin. I mean, the list goes on and on. But hope I get some good footage. I'm going to go eat me a sandwich. What are we doing right now? So I'm on my way to the van to get Miguel's suit. He has no idea about it. He knows that there's a suit coming, but I've been lying to him that saying it's not, hasn't been here yet. So when he sees it, he's gonna flip. And then Chad tells me it's right behind the backseat of the van, and this is what I have to deal with. So I'll be right back. So, oh crap, I got it. Yep, so I got it. Yeah, on the way. Now we gotta find him. He's around here somewhere. Let's go chase Miguel down.
Yeah. It's happening. It's happening.
It's going down. We got Farshad out here. He didn't. He raced Rock the Rio about last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yep. Yeah. Excellent results for TV card. Top 20 overall in Shifter Masters. We had one in top 5. Yep. And then Shifter Senior we had top 10. And then the Warner CC. So you know everybody did a great job this weekend.
Good event. Good event for all of us.
Awesome.
Hopefully next year we'll have a lot more drivers.
Yeah, we'll see. So here we go. While Miguel's helping other people.
Lie to me!
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it. You deserve it, man. I told you. I said Miguel's gonna cry. I was like, Miguel's one of the most emotional people you'll meet.
I do. I
But
get
it's passionate. It's passionate. It's like I'm not gonna cry. Oh, good job. Now remember, you can put it P2 because I'll be P1. So here we go for qualifying for the senior class. I'm going to take you around OGP. Here's the showcase. You can take it flat open on the 206, maybe a slight lift from time to time, depending on the cart's handling. Here's the tree turn. I like to brake early and try to roll through a corner without hitting that curb, which I did. Here's a flat out right-hander. Now right here I like to do a lift just to get the cart rotated and then back on the gas. And I stay on the gas completely through this section of the track. Coming up to the right-hander, I do a slight lift, get the cart turned and back on the gas. And then from there on, it's just flat out. It's just a nice track to drive. I really appreciate the facilities and the layout. I was able to get P5 even with a bad run. Very happy. Qualifying in the books. Not so good.
6. I can't get too bad. How many carts?
16.
That's not bad.
I was 5th, Miguel was 6th. We just didn't get clean lap in. It's qualifying. Stuff like that happens. We always say we're lined up at the front. Nope.
That'd be like Ferrari, you know, they qualify good, but it's not gonna race. Now we're gonna race.
Yeah, we're gonna do the opposite. Ferrari qualifies just fine, but they can't race for anything.
We're gonna do the opposite.
We're doing the opposite this weekend. We couldn't qualify, but we're showing up to race. We'll see how it goes.
Win. With my news, I gotta put that suit on the podium now.
Yeah, it's so new. You gotta take pictures of it.
I felt like it gave me like a power. Like I really had this power inside of me. Like it felt pretty good. It really did. Like I had I don't know what it was. And when you come off and you qualify 6.
It's false hope.
It makes you think I should have kept the other one on for that one qualifying.
Oh man, I can't believe you said that. Oh,
Alright,
it's alright. Farshawn doesn't watch the videos anyway.
One. This would be the one you watch.
Yeah, the one video you watch. He hasn't watched our Milwaukee comments, painted chassis red. Starting P5 for the senior pre-final, I got Miguel to my left. Ruben's behind Miguel. Now the goal here was to let me slide in front, which worked out perfectly. So I thought, heck, we're going to have a good chance to give the top 4 a run. I got a really good run coming out of the showcase up to the tree turn. Decided to stick it on the outside to get a better run to the right-hander coming up. Everything came out to plan except for this spot right here. Miguel decided to help me around. I was kind of shocked and really didn't know what the heck happened. But let's check it from a different angle. This is from Ruben's angle. They get a good run. This worked perfectly. Miguel backed out, let me slide in. The plan could not have gone better. We got lucky. Coming to a tree turn, everybody gets by cleanly, just like before. And right here, Miguel starts turning around, and Ruben said, "Don't worry, I got you. Let's finish Jorge off." So after a lap or two of trying to catch back up to the back of the field, my whole goal was, don't let me see those blue flags. I did not want to get lapped. So I was going as quickly as possible back up the field. Did not expect the 89 to check up that soon, so I went left and sent it in. Right here, it is a good passing zone. Get a good run out of the tree turn up to the right-hander. I like to send it in here. You don't lose much momentum doing this pass. And another good passing zone for myself is right after this hairpin, I like to dive into a right-hand side, but that kills a lot of time. So I try not to do it unless it's like a last lap move. Most of the other passes are down the front stretch. I get a good run coming onto a front straightaway. My gearing was much, much higher than everybody else, so I got a good drive out, just my top end speed was not there. I like to give up a little bit of top end to get better pull out of the turns. At this point of the race, I was moving up to P10, and I could see the guys up ahead, but just running out of time. Once I found out it was Miguel that took me out, I was more upset because It's like driving behind a slow person. You find out the driver, you just can't be mad at them. On to Masters pre-final. I didn't qualify. There was just 10 of us in class, so I started from the back. The guy in front is the 10 cart, and that's my dad. So the whole goal for the first couple laps is don't touch him at all. I didn't want to hear it when I got to the pits, to be honest. I expected him to give me a little bit more space and maybe let me by, but nope, that wasn't the case. And then Scott comes from last and takes all three of us in this tree turn. So I'm glad we all got away clean. Coming to a rain, I decided to roll it on the outside, which I usually don't do it, but I didn't want him to stuff me in the barriers, which I'm glad he didn't. And then I was going to follow Scott and the rest of the guys up the field. Scott made some great moves, and I just followed him through. Almost thought about doing it again on the outside in the 39 and thought best, just wait back, be patient, and then get a good round on the front stretch. Like I said earlier, I like to give top end, so this is where the pucker factor happened. I saw the door open and Scott closed it. So I got on the brakes slightly and got the cart sideways, but I was able to make it through and hold on. I had a really fun race. The top guys just ran away, to tell you the truth. I was like, man, this was a bad idea. So I knew that the goal was just to get half the positions in the pre-final and then hopefully have something for them in the finals. I think Kevin sent it in and hopped the curve and got himself sideways and spun it. I'm glad he held onto the brakes because it was already too late in the middle of the turn when I looked up and finally saw he was spinning, so I decided to go around the outside. Rory gave me a good run. It took me a while to get by him. He was real quick. When I got up to Barry, I got a good run coming down the front stretch, and I thought I had it almost cleared. When we went side by side showcase, I pinched the curve to stay off of him, but actually what I did is hit the curb and run into him. So I know he probably wasn't too happy about that at all. Sorry about that. I just meant to give you as much space as possible and clip the curb, which pushed me to the outside. After this, I was hoping Danny and Scott would get into it a little bit, but that did not happen. Danny stayed put, pushed Scott around. Scott took away the pre-final win. Those two were quick, so I knew I had some work cut out for me in the finals. Overall, good run. The cart handled amazing in master class. It was just a rocket. I love the way this cart handles once we put the weight on it. So we're here. Pre-finals are done in both classes. So the goal was to hook up and go at the beginning because we qualified 5th, 6th, and 8th. That was the goal. Turn 3, I make a move for 4th. And Miguel, for some reason, thought the goal was to take me out.
I was pushing him past everybody. If it wasn't for me, I even let you win too. You're welcome. You didn't say that.
Unbelievable. That's a teammate for you. So I end up, I don't even know where I end up. 10th, Ruben 7th, Miguel 8th. That's where we're going to start the finals. For Masters, I started last, made my way up to 3rd. Cart's on fire in Masters. Hopefully we get the same stuff in for Senior, and we'll see if it goes. And the goal is to stay away from Miguel this race. It should be a good one.
I mean, so far ahead.
You might want to stay behind him though. So
Chad's gonna be on there. It's gonna be good.
Unless you wreck him.
Judge.
So this is the start of the Seniors finals from Miguel's point of view. He was sitting behind Danny. Danny was also running double duty in Masters. Got away pretty cleanly. For some reason in this race, a lot of people had trouble with the tree turn. People were locking up the brakes. Moa in front just locked them up. Don't know what happened, to tell you the truth, because he'll never do that twice, I bet you. And then Miguel just came in and smacked them. It looked a lot worse than it really was. He did get a big boo-boo on his elbow, I'm guessing from slapping the motor. Now we go to my camera view. I have the 360 mode on. It's really tricky starting mid-pack. Accidents do happen. So trying to stay clean and get through the traffic is the goal. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. I got on the brakes hard, cut the motor off, so I reached down and give it one good yank. I'm glad it refired up real quick. I had dropped all the way back to last, except for Miguel. I think he was the only one behind me. So here was just starting to pick off the drivers one by one and try to make my way up to the front. I was gifted a couple positions due to the fact that I think Jed made a slight mistake in the tree turn as well, locked up the rear brakes, and Dylan locked up the rear brakes as well going to a tree turn. Very uncharacteristics of those two drivers because they're usually really, really fast and clean. So I don't know, it might have been due to the cold weather. My kart was sticking pretty good through the tree turn. I was getting a good run off of it. So most of my moves would come after the tree turn into the right-hander or down the front straightaway. So where most of the time I would like to make my moves. You know, the whole goal was, you know, just to stay clean the best you could and just move back up to the front. Like I said earlier, Jed just locked him up and spun out. Passing him, I thought he was going to be able to catch up, and maybe I say, oh, maybe I can work with him. So I gave him a little tap on the back of the head, but that wasn't the case. Surprisingly, my best passing zones were coming onto the front straightaway. I'll get a good draft down, and then was able to pull around and do pass on the showcase. I was able to get around Sosa here, and then I pulled up behind Michael Grandsaw. I was able to get a good run on the inside. He had a little bit more top end than me, so he pulls out just ahead of me, and then he runs his car just slightly wide. Overcooked the turn just a little bit, but I was able to get run by. Here, the GoPro 360 camera, once it gets too dark and there's too much movement, it starts chopping up. It's the only downside really when it gets too dark on the 360 mode, and single mode doesn't do it that bad. I cut up to Danny. This is actually third and fourth here. I can't believe I made it up all the way back up to the top three. I was looking at a podium. I thought I could draft with Danny maybe for a second, but looking, I was a little bit quicker and decided I'm going to have to make a move quick. Maybe I can chase down third on the final lap. That happened not to be the case. I was able to get by Danny here going into a showcase. He gave me plenty of room on the inside to make the move happen. I just could not chase down P3, so I ended up P4. Then after Miguel's just right in front, I was making sure that he was alright. He got banged up pretty good, but he finished the race as well. So good job for him for not giving up. I know he was disappointed because his kart was quick. He did an excellent job. Rubens was able to finish P2, and Chad took home the win at P1. On to the 206 Masters race. Farshad thought the camera was on 360 mode, and he's loony like that, so I think he was trying to get on all camera sides. I was starting P3 here, right behind Scott. I actually thought I got a pretty good run on my start here, but I'm guessing everybody got a really good run because I didn't go anywhere at the beginning. You see, we get in front of Danny. I was like, oh, this is going to be pretty good. But Danny says, nope, I am here to stay. So he got a good run on the inside going up to a tree turn, and then Barry, man, give him a good shove. I hung around the outside, and I was able to get behind in line. At the beginning of the race, the kart felt really, really good right off the bat. So I felt pretty good about this race. Except for Scott here, gets a pretty big run and pretty big lead at the beginning. I was like, man, we're going to have to do some work to catch up. So here we just follow in line for a little bit and see how it's going. I was like, Scott is too far ahead. So I was going to work with Danny and chase him back down. You can see here, he had way more top end. I was maxing out before the start-finish line. We run down Scott here. I think Scott, his car was just a little too loose. Danny's a person that I don't think likes to follow. And this move here shows that there's more than one area to pass. So he sends up on the inside. Like, crazy move. Made it stick and made the pass work. So after that lap, seeing how loose Scott's car was, I was just seeing where I can make a clean move and get by him and then chase Danny back down. I knew it couldn't be done down the straightaway because their top end was much higher than mine. So I was trying to plan them up for one of my favorite passing zones, like right after a tree turn, getting a good run to that right-hander, turn 3. Here, he gets a little loose again. He overdrove it, and I get a good run on the exit and get by him. Now I was just trying to see if I can catch back up to Danny and get a good drive at one of the turns, see if I can, where I can size him up and where I was quicker, or if I could just hang, period. So at this point of the race, I caught back up. I was just seeing through the showcase, I was able to carry more speed. It looked like his car was pushing slightly in that area. I stuck my nose down in the tree turn area to see if I could make a dive for it, but it was just not enough space. I felt like I was a little bit quicker here in the hairpins, so my line was different than his. But overall, it was pretty even. He wasn't really pulling away, and I wasn't really catching up. By this time, we had pushed away from the pack, and we were just buying my time to see where I can make a move. Coming onto a front straightaway, I lay off his rear bumper, and I try to get a good drive out of here. And I thought I had him. I was like, oh man, this might work out. And then at the last second, I was like, nope, it's not going to work out yet. I get a good run out of the showcase. I lay off his back bumper again. I was like, let's see if I can make it happen this time. I was pretty far back, but I was like, man, what's the worst that could happen? Made the move stick, and from here, I was just saying, run, 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 run. Hope he doesn't catch me. I was able to hold off and take the win. At the end of the race, he came by, congratulated me. Meant a lot coming from him since he's such an awesome racer. Congratulations to Rubens and Chad, to Rocco and Kai, to Shay and Clay. Please like, subscribe, and share. Enjoy, guys.